Hello and welcome to another KB train spotting videos, and today we're at Dereham on the mid-Norfolk line, on the Heritage line. I'd say unfortunately there's no trains running today, which there should have been, but I think there's improved driver sickness, so it's been cancelled, so that is the one thing. But I'm still going to be showing some nice trains and, you know, the stop they have on this platform and what they use on this line. So it won't be a waste of time, at least you'll be able to see them. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. Please go any comments, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And there you've got the whatever the old box, junction box for signalling box you've got there, and you've got the old sort of like level crossing, which they obviously use. And if I turn around here, we've got a very old coach here, and the coach is here. I do believe it's a Mark 1, and we'll see a bit more of that when we get down the other end. And yes, it's going to probably be quite a short video, this one, but hey ho, it's the way it goes, and at least we're getting a chance to see some of the trains which they got. And we'll start I'll be going by the other end to get some more of the trains what they got. Now we're on up a bit more along the platform a bit, and not right at the end. We've got a few stuff to talk about here. This is the other side of all the rake of the Mark 1 coaches, British Rail here, and all down there. Unfortunately, we can't get any of them, which I do feel is such a shame, because I think they should at least they can just open all the doors and let people in them, you know, just to have a look around the feel. At least there are no trains running, which they're supposed to be, but hey ho, they haven't even done that, which I'm such a shame about, really. And that's the Mark 1 coach. And along there we've got a Greater Anglia, Greater Anglia Mark 3 in the original livery there. Them going on them, and that's the first, I think that's first class set, I do believe. Yeah, it's a first class set inside, I think I do remember rightly. And we've got a little bit of pace there. I'm going to come back to that on the other side a little bit later. And over here we've got another Mark 3 Greater Anglia here, and this one is standard class. Doing them are going on them. And if you want to see about these trains going online on the Great Eastern Main Line, you'll find one of the first video I have ever done uploaded onto YouTube on my channel. So I'll say, fortunately, something is a bit sketchy because I got better and learn more as I've gone along. But if you want to see these in action, you can do. This should be the very, very, very first video before COVID. I think it's about February 2020 when I went to Stowmarket, so you can find more footage of these in action going up and down the line. So you can look back at that one and see them on the line. So I'll link that in the description down below, and to go to that video to see the Mark 3s, and I might put it on the top right hand corner as well, so at least you know you can still see them in action when it was back in them days. So yeah, I'm going to move up a little bit and then get some more, talk a bit more about things. Now we have come further up the platform a bit now. We're not right at the end, so there's a few more things to talk about and show you and everything like that. Now we've got the right hand train carriage. It's a bit more what we saw just a little bit earlier with the Greater Anglia first class. It's a first class carriage there, and that one's there, and Greater Anglia. Here we actually got a pacer, an old pacer, ex-Northern pacer, which is actually 142061, which is an ex-Northern pacer. A train which I did actually want to go on, really, because I never got a chance to go on one of these when they came off service. I do believe it was before COVID. I think I might be wrong. Maybe around that. I think about 2019, 2018, around about there, maybe 2020, but around about there. And I did want to go on them because these trains are quite unique, as you say, because they're actually designed as a Lakeland bus, basically, design on them, which is actually quite cool when you think about it. I do know quite a lot of people don't like these trains at all. I do know that, especially some people who I follow on YouTube. I'll link one on the description as well. Links to one person's called JenOnTheMove. I know she mentioned a few times, but she doesn't like pacers and stuff like that. Pacers and everything like that. So I will link her channel in the description to just let you know, because soon what she does, because she do quite a lot of sort of northern stuff, sort of up north country and stuff like that, so which I can't get to, so it's really useful. It's a little bit of trains, but also a bit of reviews about trains and that kind of stuff, so I will put that in the description below as well, so you can have a look at her stuff up the northern region and the Midlands and stuff like that. But yeah, that is a pacer, and that's the next northern pacer. And how you know it looked like a bus, because by the doors, and the doors open like, if it's like an old-fashioned bus, basically, really. It's quite really cool, really. And it's good to show. I might just link to show you that. I might get up a bit more situation. Before that, I want to do that is link over here. We got a Cardinal sleeper coaches. I don't know what line these ones were from. I do believe they're from the London Euston up to Scotland, like Glasgow and up that way, I do believe. I may be wrong, but I do believe that is the case, because I think the Great Western Railway ones are still new and they just refurbished them. So I do believe, because I know that line's got new trains, like new train coaches within the last 5 years, 6 years, I can't remember what. And these coaches were used for, I think, I do gather for that route, basically, because I think they've got a new set. I can't remember the coach, what the number and everything. I think it may be, I don't think they're Mark 5A, I think they might be Mark 5 or something like that, or they might be 5A, but hey, I'll put a description to basically make sure they are the ones, but the new ones. But anyway, we are focused on these ones. So look like they're in the ex-first group livery. They are. So that's what these are. So they look quite cool, really. I do like the livery of them. Shame I can't get in them, but hey ho. But that looks pretty good as well. So yeah. I'm going to go up forward towards this pacer a little bit, because a couple of things might be able to look through the window, because there are quite good features in it which I want to say about. So we'll go towards that pacer, look for getting that on, and I'll talk you more about this pacer when we get towards the window. Now we're at this pacer now, and now you are looking at the doors, as I was talking about, that open like if it was like a sort of a bus sort of style. So that's what these ones do, which is quite cool, really, because most trains are not like that. So these are pretty awesome. They're like if it was a bus. So it's quite interesting, which is very good, because they are from a design from an old bus. I was going to show you the poster situation, but it doesn't really come up on the camcorder on the camera I'm using, unfortunately. But I said once I will get to show you, if I just move in, it's basically the seating, because the seating do look like actually an old bus, basically. It does. It looks quite fascinating, really, if you can see that. It's sort of like, like if you were, not sure about a coach, but more like a bus, and where you get the sort of old-fashioned sort of, I'd probably say 80s look, probably the 70s, probably more so, sort of them sort of like metal things on top and seat comforts and that kind of stuff. So it looks pretty, interesting really, especially in my point of view, because I don't come from that region, or even though Great Western Railway had these as well, and Transvaal Wales had these as well, so you've got to think of them two things as well. So yeah, so that's sort of quite features sort of situation, which I found was quite interesting. And also again about this train, it's also in an ex-Northern livery. So it still kept the Northern livery towards it, which I think is pretty cool really, because they could have just repainted, or they could have just changed it to one of the original, you know, with Ritchie livery. But I do quite like this Northern livery. Actually, I sort of prefer it than the Northern livery what they do now, because I have filmed that way, the Northern Today's livery when I went to Retford, and so yes, so you can also look at that video as well, and we look at some Northern trains, and I'll probably link that in the description as well. And I'll link that to the Retford one. You want to see like original Northern colour livery, so you can sort of match and compare with them if you want. I'll do that as well. So yeah, I'm going to move up a bit more, because there's more trains to talk about, and features and everything like that. So I'm going to move up a bit and tell you a bit more. Now we are looking at a Greater Anglia driving cab, one of them, and this number is 82112, this one, and this one's an ex-Greater Anglia driving cab, which was used on one of the ends of Greater Anglia sets, which were you on the front you tend to get the engine, so you tend to get a Class 90 you did. And I said the Class 90 are now currently still running, but under a freight company called Freightliner. So that's what the Class 90s are under now, and they've been re-liveried into Freightliner, sort of their orange now, the newer livery orange and everything. And I think a couple of times, I might have filmed some of them in my long video. I can't remember where and why I've done them, but I'm sure if I can find any clips of the current sort of Class 90s and tell you what where about in the video it is, I'll put that in the description as well, so you can sort of see them sort of in partly and running as well, but under a different company. But I said these were on the other end of the driving cab with the Mark III's, so these ones were. So yeah, and I said these were, you know, they were pretty good trains really in one way. I know that I said they do say, you know, the Class, you know, 90s were a bit unreliable, but I think pretty on the whole they were good trains. Slightly outdated, they were, I can't fault them. And just to let you know, these Mark III coaches and this driving cab were also ex-Virgin trains before that on the West Coast Main Line. So I sort of want to mention that as well, before you got jabbering, you know, on the comments, West Coast Main Line Virgin trains. But there were Virgin trains as well, and also before that there were basically just British Rail Intercity Swallow, really, basically. That's what it is, to be honest. So yeah, I said that's what that one is. So it's great to see that one as well, really. Let's move across, shall we? We've got some locomotives here, which is sort of like quite very different, I would say, which we've been looking at. This one is 47367. This one is on the British Rail livery. I don't know too much about these, but I don't really know much about these. I don't know what sort of area situation these sort of ones come from or situation, but that was 47367. And yes, so, and also next to it, so we've got a wagon, an old-fashioned wagon. We'll go across the other side and get a bit more clearer images of that. It's called United Dairy, so I don't know what that's. A milk tank that looks like one, and that looks very old, that do. So yes, that's what it is. And I will just zoom out here for this a little bit. We've got a little bit of a it looks like a train unit, breakdown train unit, more like used for freight, I would say, to be honest, that one. So that's another thing as well. So some people like their sort of like wagons, you know, situation, and that is one of the old wagons, I actually have to say. So yeah, I'm going to move down a bit more. There's still more features and stuff I'd like to show you. And there is this one. If you're a steam train lover, there will be a steam train. So that's a good one. So hang on for that one. So I'll show you that one as well. So what I'll do, I'm going to move up a little bit more, and I'm going to show you some more features on trains and what they got. Now we are going looking at a clearer footage image from the wagon, which is called 90 Dairy, not Dairy, Dairies. It's milk tank, and that looks pretty old. I'm not sure about the situation, how old this is. It looks very old. I would say it is very old, but I said that is a wagon. I do believe, I think there's one similar at the National Railway Museum, I do believe, but I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. I've been there, so but it's just film that wasn't the greatest at National Railway Museum in York. It's good for taking photos, but I'm to bring for videoing really, to get good video and stuff. And some of the stuff there are not so great and sort of old ones as I am, so to be honest, I might drag up and put a slideshow of that one, who knows, situation. And also, I'm going to swing around here. Not quickly, there's nothing moving. You can see the main station area. So you got what we talked about on that image here, and along there you can actually see the actual station itself. And there you go. And what I am glad about this station was they have kept the old sort of like station sort of like name situation on these lights. I do quite like them. And apparently they still have them in a station I've been to and filmed before, which they still have these on view on a normal national rail, normal network rail actually platform, around, which is also well been filmed, as I said, which at Thorpe, Stoken, what I done last year. So I'll probably put that in the description as well, so you can tell what I'm talking about, and you can still see the situation. So to be honest, they're still there. They obviously want in use, but you can still see it's an old platform, Stockholm, and you can see them very well, clearly. So I will put that in the description and show you that situation, because I think that is a good feature to mention situation. And there, I will go back down there anyway, just to get a couple other features situation where I do. So I'm going to move up a bit more right to the end of the platform, a couple of things to talk to you about, and then I'll move over to the other sort of features situation around here, which is good. Well, actually it is good here, but it's a shame no train running. But as I say, we'll move up and see what there is to show you. Now I have moved up quite near the end of the platform now here at Dereham, and now we are looking at another class 47 here, and then this one's 47580 or 47580 as you want to say it, and this one's another sort of diesel locomotive. This one I think may have come from the Essex area. I do may have done, because it said County of Essex it's named after. And it's got a thing about the Jubilee on it situation. It looks like the Queen Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee I look like it is, which is in the middle there, which is the Union Jack flag, due to our late Queen, who actually unfortunately did pass away in, I think it was 2022, I do believe. I think it was, I don't think it was last year. I'm not sure, no, it was 2022. And there we go, on the train. Glad they kept that feature on there. It's something which is proud British, which it is British Rail. It's under British trains and stuff. So it's glad they have kept that on there. It's really good. I'm so glad they have sort of kept it sort of that British iconical sort of feel to it and look to it. And I think that is pretty good really. And let's move across here. And also you can see that County of Essex thing, and also the old the sign of the British Rail sign there, so on the side there, which is quite nice to see the iconical situation. And yes, and that's a good sort of like little locomotive situation. And over here, wait for it, we got a steam train. We have got a train. Shame that post is in the way, but there's nothing I could do with it, unfortunately, where I can stand really. But this number is actually 80078, this one, and don't know the nameplate on it. I might have to move up a bit to get the nameplate if I could, but at least now we've got a steam train actually now in view, which is quite good situation. So yeah, and I will move up slightly and just to sort of like see if I can get a better angle or whatever. And there is something further up, I don't know what that is, but at least I can zoom up and see what that is, if it is anything. So right, I'm going to move up probably a bit more just to get a bit more of this and situation, and then get a bit more features situation like that. So yeah, now I have moved up a bit, and this is the best I am going to get really on this steam train, unfortunately, but it's just where it's located. And yeah, it's quite nice to see a steam train there, which is pretty good. And the far corner, I don't know what on earth, I think that might be a diesel train or some kind. It looks like it is a train. I will zoom up to it so you can actually look. I can't really tell what it is. Might be, I think it may be one of the shunters. The shunter train? I may be wrong, but I reckon it might be a shunter train. I do think it might be. Don't know what class it could be, 1408 or whatever, I can't tell from here. But that looks like a shunter there. Maybe completely wrong, I probably am, but who knows situation. I may be completely wrong. And that's before we are moving on to the other side. It's just I need to point out some of these old signalling posts. If I can zoom out, there you go. And we've got a very old signalling there, and that will eventually go up and down when the train goes. It goes up, I think it goes up when the train can go, and down when the train can't. So situation. So the signalling there, and yeah, it's pretty much about it round here almost. And there's no true signalling there as well. And there you can see the workshop. I do believe that's the workshop. So yeah, and of course I think it is a signal box. We saw a signal box earlier during the front of the video, so if you look up there, that do look like a signal box there situation. Right, I mean there's now just going to be a couple of just tiny little bit of features on this railway station before I move on. Now we have moved up a bit and back up again towards the main part of the station, and now are some features I want to talk about here, especially with these sort of benches, which is quite unique, and they're quite old. Unfortunately we don't see them on the main line anymore, not as far as I know, what stations I've been to. And this one's got called Great Eastern Railway, not Great West, Great Eastern Railway sort of plank look to it. So it's quite iconic really, to be honestly, and it's nice to see a bit of that, and a bit iconic. And it's called Great Eastern Railway with the logo, your logos and everything like that, which is quite really nice. And also it's nice to have the Dereham sort of plank to it as well. I understand, as far as I know, the Welsh ones are quite good, which are still about on the lines and stuff in Wales. I mean, they're quite nice as well, as far as I know. So yes, so practically here, I'm pretty much sort of like there and there. Everything nice sort of features and stuff like that. As I said, no trains running, it's just the way it's gone really. It suddenly though made a decision though, like, you know, looking at how before the train was due to go, which is typical, you know, sometimes. And unfortunately, that's why somewhere on the main line sometimes, you know, trains go up and go, and so they cancelled it, and those trains hang around for a long time, and the next one. It's just one of them things, really, unfortunately. Yes, and I'm going to leave it here now at Dereham, to be fair. I don't know the situation with the other platform on the line with the car, well, I do not know, you know, probably not, who knows situation. But I've said, here at Dereham, I'm going to leave it now, and I'm going to say goodbye, and hope you like my video, as I like filming it. If you like my video, please get a thumbs up, please subscribe, in the comments, I'll get back to you soon as possible. Yeah, here at Dereham, I did a different type of video, which I would normally do, but at least it's something, which is the main thing, about features and stuff like that, and everything goes like that. I'm going to say cheerio and goodbye from Big Norfolk Railway at Dereham. Goodbye.